What's going on, boys? Welcome back to another video. I haven't told you guys officially, but recently I've been studying to pass my Series 65. It's a certification that I need to be able to run a hedge fund. I've already got hundreds of notes that I have taken. I'm only through the first section. After that, I'm going to take the test, hopefully pass it first try. Then I can legally give financial advice after that for a fee, which is so crazy to say. Like, I've always wanted to say that. But of course, I've still been trading nonstop. I'm going to continue to trade on my own. We had a pretty good week this week. I think I made around $9,000 in profit. We're going to go over what I took and insights that I had this week, because this was a really intuitive based week. This was a lot of me depending and looking at price action and making decisions that really saved me this week. I think we caught about 20 points on gold, cut it all out in the Discord. By the way, I partnered with Alpha Futures again. We actually released new zero accounts. These are some of the best profit from accounts I've actually ever seen. I'm not bullshitting you. There's no activation fees, and the drawdown to profit ratio is actually super good. If you use code Steph at checkout right now, it's 20% off, and I'm going to be picking people who use my code to give away 200K in funding. All you got to do is just use code Steph. Banger accounts. Please take advantage of this. Let's get to work. Dude, I was golfing this morning, and I got the biggest cramp in my back, and I am struggling right now. I cannot move. But looking at this week, by the way, make sure to check Alpha Futures out. 20% off, code Steph, giveaway 200K in funding. You know what it is. This is the trade that I took last night. All of my trades, majority of them were done at night, and it made it a little weird for the Discord because people are always asking me, Steph, why aren't you streaming in the morning? Why aren't you streaming in the morning? I'm not going to stream the next day and take another trade. If I already catch a dub that day, it could be the night before, but that's still the same day session. If I'm already up 5 points today, there's no reason for me to come back. What we experienced this week was a lot of no news volume, and it was choppy, it was gross, especially coming into a Friday. But looking at this trade specifically, I am going to have to go into the chart for this because I did not take a screenshot of the correct thing. But all we did was on the hourly, we just watched an engulfing candle. This was a setup that I took twice actually this week, and it was an engulfing candle on the hourly time frame rejecting off a high. That's all it was. At night specifically, I like to go on higher time frame just because it gives me a pretty clear indication on where price is going to go. I realize, and you have to understand, at night it's not going to be this super clean price action when you get in a trade expecting to see what you usually do in the afternoon. It might not work on the lower time frames at night, but it's just going to take a little bit. The price action moves great. Gold moves amazing at night, but it's a lot slower, so it's very wide, it's very choppy, it's very wicky. You have to make sure you just give it room. So inherently just going on the higher time frames is always going to result you a better outcome, especially because the higher the time frame you go, the more consistent your setups will be anyways. But on the time frame right here, we're on the hourly. I was just watching every hourly candle. We came into 6 o'clock open, which is where, you know, what time the stock market opens up for me after market close the day before. So this is Friday's session going forward. Thursday night, we had a first hourly candle come out. We filled this gap that we created, came back up, still, you know, underneath this high that I have created right here, this zone, but looking pretty bullish. Then we have the following candle afterwards, which I had a bearish bias going into today. If you guys didn't know, last week we had this really huge rip to the upside right here. When Trump said he was allegedly going to fire Powell, it did not happen, and it was just all pretty much fake news. Price literally rocketed up in the most bearish price action we've had on gold in a very long time. Then we made this ginormous wick when we realized, hey, this is fake news, and price just slowly came back down, retracted itself all the way back down, so we got underneath this low. Buyers picked it right back up here, started to chop up. Now we're kind of picking right up where we left off, rejecting off the same exact area we actually did in the first place, but we're making, you know, proper steps in the right direction to flip to bullish next week. I actually am, depending on how we open up on Sunday, leaning bullish right now. This is still bearish to me. I have a bearish bias. You have to understand, news controls everything with gold. Whatever the most recent news impact was, you lean that side till the next one comes out, and maybe it changes at that point. But at the time we took this trade, it was still bearish. We were still looking for a bearish trade, and we finally got one just sitting on the hourly, just an engulfing candle. That's all it was. We found an engulfing candle in the hourly time frame, jumped in, stop loss at the high right here, ran a 1-to-1 off it, caught 5 points, and on, you know, a Thursday night going into tomorrow with a no news Friday, I was like, bro, this is amazing. I don't want to even look at it. I'm just going to watch the open all day and just not worry about trading, and that's exactly what we did. So thank God we got out of that with 5 points. I think I got up, you know, around 2,000 on the funded, 3,000 on the live account on that trade. So pretty solid. This was by far my favorite setup of the entire week. So same exact thing actually, which is kind of what we were talking about. I was really simple this week. I kept it super simple. I kept it really precise, really letting the market come to me. I'm not here to chase. It was really one of those weeks where quality was over the quantity, but still, I mean, to a sense, the way that I'm taking these trades, the implications that I have, the reasons why I'm doing them, it's so easy to explain to you. There's nothing crazy going on. It's a very simple approach, and I think that really does help me out. Same exact thing we notice here. We obviously have this really nice downtrend coming down. We find our low right here. We marked it out. This was a prior area where we were looking for demand, so this is already an area where I'm looking for buys. Now what do we see going forward? We see price clearly reject off of this low. That tells me, hey, there are buyers still here. Buyers are still in control. At that point, I was still leaning to the bearish side because it was a little too early. Price comes all the way back down, then market closes, and this is the hourly time frame, by the way. Market closes right here on the hourly. Next, guess what? This candle right here was the 6 o'clock open of the next day. This was Wednesday. This was Wednesday session, but this was Tuesday at 6 p.m. Market opens up. We engulf the bearish candle in a demand zone. You take the trade. I mean, very simple. I mean, you guys see here one of my favorite day trading strategies, 2 steps. Set up basic 4-hour highs and lows, which is this red zone was our low. Zoom out to the 1 hour. Look for an engulfing candle. An engulfing bullish candle inside of a bullish zone that we already rejected off of. I mean, it's A+, man. We run a 1-to-1 off the bottom of this candle. This was actually that trade. I believe we made around $4,000 off of it while I'm sitting for my Series 65 still catch dubs. And I've been studying all week, man. It's actually taken the life out of me. This was an $11,000 session that I had on the day on gold. This was on Monday. Recap, wanted to go short following high time frame, sat on the 5-minute waiting for opportunity. Just took a simple, what happened? 5-minute engulfing candle, TP at low of day, stop loss at the candle high. Execution isn't as hard as it looks. Trading is, though. That's straight facts. I know I don't include it here, but on Monday we had a bearish bias on gold. Gold was down on the day. You see prices consolidating. We break out, start to curl, start to slow down, sells take control. We have buyers come in, but guess what happens right after that? This candle was engulfing. So we had original candle, bullish engulfing, followed by a bearish engulfing candle. It's very rare that the next candle will engulf the engulfed candle. Really good shot, took it, playing to the current side. Again, when you flip on this short time frame, it's okay. You have to be able to do this. When you see price pop up like this, then come back down, you can flip longs, you can flip shorts, whatever. Anyways, on my day, I wanted to take shorts anyways, so it doesn't really matter. As we were climbing up, I was looking for a short. So we finally got an entry, let the market come to us. Let the market come to you. I waited, I sat back, I got a banger entry. We engulfed an engulfing candle. Ran a 1-to-1 off of this area, entered at the close of this candle, stop loss at the high, ran a TP at low of day, and you guys see literally within the next 2 candles, insta-banged, was not down on this trade for a single second. Let the Discord absolutely eat this week. We did take 1 loss on NQ. This was the trade we lost on NAS. We lost 23 points, which in reality was I think it was like $1,000 for me. It wasn't too bad, but we had price obviously come up super bullish bias on gold or on NQ. We saw this really nice breakout to the upside. Guess what? We have our previous high right here. This red zone was our previous high, broke above it with super strong strength. Consolidation sideways. We buy right into that zone. We buy right up off it. You guys see why I took this trade, right? I mean, you can't be mad at me for this. Super, super, super bullish. We actually ended up stopping me out, coming right back up and hitting my TP. So a little bit annoying, but again, it's what I get. I shouldn't have gone back to NQ. Gold is the best. I will continue to trade gold. I will continue to live and die by gold. It is so, so, so amazing. I think I made around $13,000 this week, but I made some bets and I lost them. Robinhood included like that Kalshi platform, like the prediction markets on the platform, and I made some bets and it did not go my way. But I think this week we close out around 10,000 almost in profits. I think around 9,000. Super solid week. Again, I've been studying my butt off. I really haven't been putting a lot of time into content or videos or just, trading itself. To make 10K in a kind of bye week, I ain't too mad. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you.